We went there because we've taken upon our responsibilities as hereditary chiefs, I'm a hereditary chief, and that it's my responsibility to the Creator to protect the land. It's not only the trees, but everything, the land itself, the waters, in order that the land provides for us, our children, our grandchildren, and that it continues itself naturally. Planned to be out there for one day, but we ended up being out there for about 23 days. But while we were out there, we were there with the Forest Action Network, who we have a protocol agreement with to help save this area.
The protocol invites FAN to come to Nuxalk territory and help them protect their forests. So it's an invitation from the Nuxalk, and then it specifies certain expectations that they have of us and restrictions on our behavior and how we'll relate. Our special skill is working through forest plans, and we have the time also, we have the time to do this kind of stuff. So we can work through forest plans, find out where particular things are taking place, and then bring to them a list of the areas where the greatest danger is, and then that we can, through our own networks, recruit people to come up.
So this is a map of the coast of British Columbia. Ista is here, and here is Bellacoola. The Mid-Coast Forest District is this entire region. It encompasses most of Nuxalk territory. In this forest district, the annual allowable cut is currently set at 1 million. Yet 2 years ago, the government did their own study and said that the sustainable yield level is 680,000. They're logging way over the sustainable level. So according to the Forest Practices Code, we have to open up new watersheds for logging in order to get the same number of trees. So for example, down here is the Ikna. It's going to be logged in a large scale for the first time next year. Here's another one, Jump Across. It's pristine. They're going to start in a few years. The Sochwilk is pristine. They're going to start next year. Ista, where the stand took place, just began in 1995. These are all new areas. They never needed to use them before because they were logging in the other valleys, but now they have to. So the Forest Practices Code, which the government says is the solution to all our forest problems, is actually causing more destruction than ever experienced.
We were there with the Forest Action Network. They had platforms up in the trees already set up and banners already up in the trees set up. So we went out there because they needed our support and we needed their support. We found that it was a lot more strength working together.
My English name is Lucy, yeah. And my Indian name is Koklikwana. And my name comes from that island at Nuxalk. I used to hate that name one time until the old people told me it was an important name. It came from an island. Amanda and I were there for 11 days. The first day we arrived, we walked up the hill. It was a lovely day too.
As the sick a bit hos Ista. Ja, mich hits als Sides lapsol to hits kululum hau. Kennet la met de lacht te like. gaat staan with kids. At least just quite niet to. Nu gaat in de lucht kutlit dan skjustan ulsalt. Chicken at Ista dom. Allt slagen maar door, slimste uitskilt als Ista. Like.
Itafor first came, and they came with a court injunction telling us that we weren't allowed on our own land, and the court injunction wasn't from our government or our laws. It was from the Canadian government system, and we didn't see how it could affect us. How could somebody else's law be used on our land?
We had pretty strict laws, and for our time, before the government came in and took over, they had the potlet system. That's where it originates from. When they were teaching us the laws in those potlets, I said it would be a 3-night thing. It's not just overnight. And how to take care of each other, how to respect the land. That was one of the biggest laws. Not to kill needlessly the animals that we eat, and not overfish. Take care of our rivers. Whatever else was necessary to survive on.
Well, we don't want to go to court freely, like it's giving into white man's law. And if we go, it's just giving into the law.
Yeah, putting their papers in our faces and trying to make us understand the way their way of life is, and no way, we got our own law.
Our law is the law of nature.
Yeah. Yeah, in our own language. We got our own language.
We have unceded territory in Nuxalk territory, and we are the true first people that our Creator put to this land of ours. And with all the destruction that's been happening, all the clear cutting in our territory, all sacred sites and our burial grounds and village sites has been destroyed. Enough is enough. We have to make a stand.
What I'm doing here now is I'm fighting my land out. It's for future children. And I got, the message I want to pass to our people is, and the media, is that no matter what you try to do to us, we can't forget our culture. And we may be trained by the white man, but it'd be pretty hard for us to live in their world.
Our land could give our housing. It's the same with food. The land will give it to you. That's what it's all about. And who gave it to us? And that was the Creator, our Creator. We're humans, and we got land that we need and to survive.
We are kept in the corner, so-called reserve. They don't want to see our people be self-sufficient, trying to do their own thing. We started that fish plant now, and the Indian Affairs wanted to take it away from us. That fish plant belongs to our people.
They came another time again with a court injunction. We burnt it again. And then the police came to visit us, and they asked us what we wanted. And so we told them. We said, we want this equipment out of here, and all this equipment. And then we went to logging to stop here. Then the next day after that, Interfor came again with a barge and with a big crew, taking out all their machinery, deactivating the road, and then soon after, Interfor got another court injunction to have us arrested by the RCMP. And so they sent about 41 crew members to come and arrest us. They had 2 huge RCMP boats and Zodiacs and an airplane, helicopter. And they all came over to arrest us, and it seemed awkward because they all carried their guns, and we didn't understand. They all wore bulletproof vests, yet we were all unarmed. They were very aware that we were unarmed, and so it was an uncomfortable approach that they took upon us, but we stood firmly that we wouldn't take any arms in this stand because it is a peaceful stand. We don't see how anything will work in a stand with arms. And then we stood together in a line and started singing the song Weala, which is a cleansing song, which did seem to cleanse the area.
Or for fixing a date for such proceeding. 2, where such person has refused to give a written undertaking to appear before this court, or where the peace officer considered appropriate, bring forthwith such person in the Supreme Court of British Columbia between international force.
And so they just arrested us one by one. They took 22 of us away from the Ista. It's our land. We have a right to protect it, and they cannot deny us that right. They have their police force to protect, their police force and their court system to protect their laws. And we don't have that police force, we don't have that court system to protect the laws. We have ourselves, and we have our sovereignty. When you look at our sovereign rights, our title to the land and our responsibilities to it, you can see that the restrictions in the Indian Act just doesn't tie you back to the land. It severs your ties to the land. It's a Canadian institution that's been forced on our people. It's created a lot of problems, major conflicts, because it eliminated the potlatch system, it restricted the hereditary titles, and it split families. Everything that flows from the Indian Act is all program-orientated, and the chief and council system, through that, is all geared to the programs and dollars. And that's why I say about the chief and council system is that it's all bought and paid for by the other party in dispute, and I mean the Canadian government and the BC government. They pull the strings. And they pull the strings through the Indian Act.
and dance. It comes from the land, and it was where the first woman descended. And as women in the community, we are the backbone of our community. We stand beside our chiefs. They have never, ever entered into any treaty negotiations, and they take direction from the elders. We as women have always supported what the old people have said. We try to follow their directions. And today, it was very difficult for us to understand why our chiefs have to be locked up when they are only carrying out the responsibility that came to all people, people of the land.
When they put us into jail in prison for protecting Ista, and that's when my wife got sick and passed away. But I believe she's still more alive now than ever. And but we are not criminals. And that is what the courts are doing to our people, is to criminalize us in the court system. And they want us to promise and write a piece of paper saying that we would not go back. But I will never agree to those terms, because we have our obligation or commitment to protect what the Tao, God, the Creator, has given us, that responsibility to protect these forests, those that can't speak for themselves. Medicine in Mother Earth. This was our place where we had special areas that had to be protected. And one of our most important areas is our Ichem, or Skla, hot springs, where we went for our spiritual strengthening, physical healing, mental healing. And those areas were just like hospital to our people. Logging companies have destroyed many places. They bulldoze those grave sites, they blow up the rock carvings, and they destroy. Our work is not done, and that we will have to continue with all the people that are supporting us in every country in every home, all the people that here but Nuxalk, peaceful struggle that we are doing at Ista. We are very grateful. Thank you for helping us with your prayers.